I'm very grateful to hop into another session of Mental Health Monday as we are reading this book, dissecting it every Monday. It's called the Complex Post Traumatic Stress Disorder Workbook. So we're understanding our complex post traumatic stress disorder, everything that comes with it, including, of course, PTSD, right? Now, if you're new to this episode, if you're new to this session of I Am Battlestrong 101, Monday through Sunday, jam packed with nothing but pouring into our spiritual health, our physical health, our emotional health, our financial health, as well as our mental health, right? Taking care of our mind, body, and soul, whether we're entrepreneurs, whether we're, children, it doesn't matter, right? We need to make that a priority in order to be efficient. So let's hop in. For those of you guys that's, been joining in, you guys already know what we're going over. So this is one of the ways of therapy, right? Now we're at the point where we just went over the healing relationship, right, last week. Now we're going over, this word is the dialectical behavior therapy. It's going to also mention, I believe, EDMR training, mindfulness, or whatnot. So we're going to be able to confront, again, our trauma, our PTSD, and understand it. So let's hop right into it. Dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, was originally developed in the 1980s as a specific type of cognitive behavioral therapy for the treatment of borderline personality disorder. More recently, DBT has been applied to treat other disorders and has been found particularly beneficial for complex post-traumatic stress disorder. It says this therapy is founded on principles of Zen Buddhist philosophy and contemplative practices. For example, the term dialectical refers to the synthesis of opposites, which is the core aspect of Zen practices. So the primary dialectic within DBT is the polarity between acceptance and change, right? So it says, which it recognizes the radical acceptance of who you are is necessary condition for change and growth. Typically, DBT therapy involves individuals or group therapy sessions that focus on the development of mindfulness, emotional regulation, distress tolerance, and interpersonal effectiveness. Now, the next one that's bold is mindfulness, right? Mindfulness. It says within the context of DBT, mindfulness skills focus on developing your capacity to observe your own mind while cultivating acceptance. Acceptance helps you recognize that uncomfortable experiences does not necessitate escape tactics or reactivity. DBT offers the concept of the wise mind, which represents the optimal balance of your reasonable mind or thinking with your emotional mind or feeling. Or feeling an integration of logic and intuition that can also help you feel calm and centered. The next one is emotional regulation. So DBT emotion regulation skills are based in a context of mindfulness and acceptance. The goal with this approach is not to get rid of your emotions, rather it is to reduce the suffering related to the ineffective reactions to your emotions. An example would be lashing out at a supportive partner in the fear of anger when perhaps they've done nothing wrong. This reaction causes additional suffering for you and your partner. You see, DBT distinguishes the difficult feelings that are not destructive or the result of a bad attitude. These emotions are simply meant to be felt, and this is where the mindfulness and acceptance come in. Emotional regulation helps you learn to distinguish feelings and action urges. It says, which encourages you to reflect on your thoughts and emotions before jumping to reactions or behaviors, right? So mindfulness and as well as emotional deregulation, regulation. The next one is distress tolerance. So pain and distress are a basic part of life, and sadly, they cannot be entirely avoided. The goal of distress tolerance in DBT is also able to handle painful emotions skillfully. Sometimes skillful actions involves acceptance, welcoming reality as it is. It says without needing to resist or change it. In other times, skillful action requires change, such as recognizing when it is important to leave an unhealthy situation. The next one is interpersonal effectiveness. The DBT skills taught for interpersonal effectiveness emphasize assertiveness, boundaries, and coping with conflict. Assertiveness focuses on developing your capacity to ask for what you need, even though you may be told no or risk feeling rejected. Self assertion involves building self respect and cultivating a sense of your worthiness. Skills for interpersonal effectiveness include learning to address conflicts gently, such as by refraining to put downs or name calling, respecting yourself and others, ensuring that you are behaving fairly, apologizing when you have done nothing wrong, and being told truthful. It says these basic skills can be powerful catalysts for inner strength and positive self-esteem. The next one is in practice. So this is a practice activity. It says take a look at some of the common myths and misbeliefs about interpersonal effectiveness. I am weak if I make a mistake, right? That's wrong, right? Another one is I can't make a request unless I already know someone will say yes. The third one is if I ask for what I need, I am pushy, I'm selfish, right? You feel bad asking for help. Saying no is selfish. So, right, just creating those boundaries, being able to identify those boundaries. Some of those times, I was one of those people that always like said yes just because I don't know. I just wanted to be the change I wish to see. I want to just help people, but you have to create healthy boundaries, right? So when we're able to identify these things, we can create healthy boundaries. I automatically feel at fault if someone is angry with me, right? Learn how to forgive ourselves, right? Understanding that that's not true. It says it is more important to sacrifice my own needs than say no. It says, write down how you might challenge these beliefs with your own thoughts and what are some more helpful ways to look at them, right? So just breaking those down, understanding those. Now it says group therapy. So for those of you guys that's never done group therapy before, I have done group therapy. It was actually very beneficial for me. You get to hear other people's transparency, build relationships as well, and understand that you're not the only one going through it. It says group therapy offers powerful benefits that individual therapy can't provide. So it says joining a group. Also, for you guys that don't know, I have a life group every Wednesday at 5 p.m. right here, this same location. We're battling our fear, rejection, anger. It's also perfect for mental health. If you guys want to join, no charge. You just show up. So it says, for example, talking about your trauma with others who have similar histories can help you feel more comfortable with your past to reduce your sense of isolation. You can develop relationships with others who understand what you've been through. And in doing so, you discover that you're not alone, right? Like I just said. Sometimes it is important to have individual therapy prior to entering group therapy to be able to tolerate the vulnerability of sharing with others. It is also common to attend group and individual therapy simultaneously. There are two different kinds of groups: skilled based psychoeducation groups that focus on cultivating personal skills like mindfulness, distress tolerance, as well as emotional regulation and interpersonal relationship management, as well as process groups that use interaction with other attendees to provide opportunities to establish trust, to give and receive feedback, and work through conflicts in real time. The truth is, we all need each other to heal relationship wounds. Unfortunately, our culture has a collective blind spot when it comes to vulnerable emotions. This stigma exists even in healthy homes. You may even been taught to minimize your pain, to pretend you were fine when you weren't, or to gloss over feelings. In order to heal, it is important to release your conditioned hiding and to recognize that others share your longing for their authentic presence, right? When we're vulnerable and transparent, that's our authentic presence, right? So it says therapy groups provide a safe container for opening up and healing in a community setting. So for those that don't know, like I said, Wednesdays, this is always a safe spot. If you ever need prayer or whatever, you're going through something specific or you have a specific question you don't want to ask publicly, you can DM me. You can always DM me. I don't know it all, but I'm always trying to seek to understand. So I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And so this is a way for me to help others at the same time. EDMR therapy, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. EDMR therapy developed by Francis Sharipo, is a comprehensive approach to therapy that integrates elements of several different therapies. EDMR therapy is structured to treat PTSD by identifying triggers, memories, emotions, beliefs, and sensations. It relies on the concept that with sufficient support, you'll have the capacity to process and digest traumatic events. As a result, you'll be able to let go of critical beliefs and painful emotions. So I accidentally started that one. I'm gonna wait till next week to finish that part because there's an activity at the end of next week's, guys. And so I just want to share, of course, what I've been learning so far. Again, we just went through half the chapter. I don't want to go all the way through it, just because I don't want to provide too much information and overwhelm people. Another day is always another opportunity, guys. For those of you guys that do have PTSD or complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or you've experienced some type of traumatic events, my heart goes with you. I understand. It's hard. It's a daily battle where you have to be. For those of us that have it, it's something that it's like a splinter, right? It's like you might not be able, people can't see it from the outside, but you can feel it. It's always there. And trying to identify it, right? Trying to identify it, whether you're feeling physical reactions or social reactions or interpersonal reactions or psychological, whatever it may be. It's a battle. It's a real battle. You got to wake up every day and throw them hands. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to continue to seek to understand. And we're going to continue slaying our giants Monday through Sunday. And I hope you guys have a great evening. Make sure you're hydrating during this time. As it's getting warmer, we can be outside, spend a lot of time out in the heat. So make sure we're taking care of ourselves, guys. Hydrate. Make sure we're getting active. Go for a walk. Spend some time, out in the sun and just, if you have a dog, if you have a kid, take them on a walk. Just enjoy life. Don't let life move so fast to the point where you're not even taking the time to smell the flowers, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys have a great day. Another day. There's always another opportunity to battle strong. I will see y'all tomorrow for the daily devotional. And then Tuesdays classes, we're going over 50 things wish I would have known about entrepreneurship or starting a business. So tomorrow, 5 p.m., y'all stay tuned. We will be going over this book for all aspiring entrepreneurs as well as current entrepreneurs. Take care and hope you guys have a blessed night.